Pulse Season 1 ended with a bang, and not just figuratively. A speedboat accident, surprise promotions, betrayals, and unresolved love stories made sure fans were left on the edge of their seats. The season finale didn't just wrap up existing storylines, it opened up fresh wounds, hinted at new beginnings, and promised more high-stakes drama in a potential Season 2. If you've just finished the finale or want a deep dive into what happened, here's a simple, clear breakdown of the most important moments, characters, and cliffhanger along with predictions for what may come next. Danny's journey, from doctor to patient. Dr. Danny Sims, Willa Fitzgerald, has been the emotional heart of Pulse Season 1. When the show began, she bravely filed a sexual harassment complaint against her mentor and ex-boyfriend, Dr. Xander Phillips, Colin Waddell. This wasn't an easy decision. They had been in a complicated romantic relationship for 5 months, during which she felt pressured, manipulated, and constantly anxious about her job security. When she finally went to HR, it wasn't just about revenge, it was about standing up for herself. By the end of the season, Danny finally finds some peace. She swims in the ocean, symbolizing freedom. She's no longer tied down by the need to impress or please Xander. Even though she didn't get the chief resident role, she is finally moving forward on her own terms. But then comes the twist. As Danny swims peacefully, a speedboat accident is reported nearby. Could she be involved? The timing is too suspicious to ignore. While we still see her swimming in that last shot, the show hints that Season 2 might start with Danny in the hospital, not as a doctor, but as a patient. Danny's journey, from doctor to patient. Dr. Danny Sims, Willa Fitzgerald, has been the emotional heart of Pulse Season 1. When the show began, she bravely filed a sexual harassment complaint against her mentor and ex-boyfriend, Dr. Xander Phillips, Colin Waddell. This wasn't an easy decision. They had been in a complicated romantic relationship for 5 months, during which she felt pressured, manipulated, and constantly anxious about her job security. When she finally went to HR, it wasn't just about revenge, it was about standing up for herself. By the end of the season, Danny finally finds some peace. She swims in the ocean, symbolizing freedom. She's no longer tied down by the need to impress or please Xander. Even though she didn't get the chief resident role, she is finally moving forward on her own terms. But then comes the twist. As Danny swims peacefully, a speedboat accident is reported nearby. Could she be involved? The timing is too suspicious to ignore. While we still see her swimming in that last shot, the show hints that Season 2 might start with Danny in the hospital, not as a doctor, but as a patient. Why Danny didn't get the chief resident role? Throughout the season, Danny proves herself time and time again. Despite the gossip, the icy stares, and the whispers behind her back after the HR complaint, she remains focused on her patients and continues to grow as a leader. Even Dr. Cruz, who was initially skeptical of her, selects her for the chief resident position. Unfortunately, Cruz's recommendation is overruled. The hospital board, heavily influenced by Xander's powerful parents, installs a new ER chairman, Patrick Sanchez, J.R. Ramirez. He chooses Elijah, Jesse T. Usher, instead of Danny, likely because of political motivations tied to Danny's complaint and a prior incident where she lost her temper with a violent patient. Elijah isn't a bad doctor, but he does struggle with emotional regulation. He lashes out at co-workers and sometimes lets personal drama affect his performance. So while he may have gotten the title, Season 2 could explore whether he can live up to it or if his appointment was a mistake waiting to explode. Danny and Xander. Closure, but not reconciliation. Danny and Xander's relationship was one of the most dramatic storylines of the season. At first, it looked like love. But as the truth unraveled, Danny realized how unbalanced and toxic it really was. Xander held more power. He kept their relationship hidden. And he made decisions that benefited him while leaving her vulnerable. When she confronts him, he finally admits he was wrong, not just about the relationship, but about how he treated her. Danny, in turn, confesses that she still loves him, but love alone isn't enough. They decide not to get back together, understanding that rekindling their romance would just lead to more heartache. Xander's secret, a deadly mistake from his past. Earlier in the season, Danny hears a rumor from her sister Harper that Xander had been transferred to Maguire Trauma Center after multiple women filed complaints against him at Kennedy Memorial. But the real story is even worse. Xander accidentally killed a patient during a rushed procedure without using an ultrasound, and the hospital covered it up. His parents made sure everything was swept under the rug by transferring him and having him sign a non-disclosure agreement, NDA. Eventually, Xander comes clean to Danny and then to the hospital. It's a major moment of growth for him, taking accountability, even if it could cost him everything. And with Patrick Sanchez now in charge, it just might. Cole's downfall, a lesson in arrogance. Dr. Cole, Jack Bannon, is perhaps the most reckless character in Pulse. He undermines his students, flirts with multiple women, and constantly crosses ethical lines. His biggest mistake? Getting emotionally involved with a patient, Nadia, who later ends up in critical condition. Now, Nadia's family is furious, and a lawsuit seems likely. Cole's career is hanging by a thread. Even his friends, Soriano and Cass, begin distancing themselves from him. In a rare act of maturity, Cole decides to step back from mentoring Chan, Chelsea Muirhead, realizing she deserves better. It's unclear if Cole is ready to truly change, but this moment shows he's at least starting to reflect on his actions. Chan's heartbreak and Camila's big decision. Chan faces both personal and professional heartbreak in the finale. She's deeply affected by the betrayal from Cole and the revelation that he was involved with a patient. At the same time, she shares a sweet, budding connection with Camila, Daniela Nieves, a new resident who brings positivity to the ER's often toxic atmosphere. Camila starts the season hopeful, but the stress of Maguire begins to weigh her down. She even considers transferring to another hospital. But Chan's support and a heartfelt gesture convince her to stay. Their friendship may be on the verge of turning romantic, a potential storyline Season 2 could explore more deeply. However, Camila's fiancé shows up at the end of the season, throwing a wrench into everything. Will she stay committed to him? Or will she explore her feelings for Chan? Either way, this love triangle is bound to get more complicated. Who is Patrick Sanchez and why is he trouble? Patrick Sanchez is a new character introduced at the very end of the season, but has already made a big impact. He replaces Cruz as ER chairman, a decision made by Xander's parents as punishment for Cruz's support of Danny. Patrick quickly flexes his power by promoting Elijah and effectively pushing both Cruz and Xander into more vulnerable positions. He seems to have an agenda, though we don't yet know exactly what it is. What we do know is that he favors Elijah and doesn't like Danny. With him running the ER, power dynamics at Maguire have shifted, and not in a good way for our main characters. He's likely to cause more division, make unpopular decisions, and shake up the hospital's entire structure in Season 2. What might happen in Pulse Season 2? The final moments of Pulse Season 1 set up multiple storylines that Season 2 could explore. Is Danny injured in the beach accident? The show doesn't confirm it, but the implication is strong. Starting Season 2 with her as a patient would be a powerful twist. Can Elijah handle the pressure of being chief resident? With his temper and past mistakes, the role might be too much for him. Will Xander lose his job? Now that Patrick has power and Xander violated an NDA, his future is uncertain. Is Cole done for good? Or will he make a comeback as a changed man? Will Chan and Camila become a couple? Or will Camila's fiancé prevent it? Can Cruz still protect her residents from outside the ER? Or will Patrick's influence be too strong? What is Patrick's real motive? Is he trying to reshape Maguire, or does he have a personal vendetta? Pulse isn't just another medical drama. Sure, it has the adrenaline-pumping emergencies and dramatic surgeries fans love, but it also dives deep into real-world issues like workplace harassment, toxic mentorship, power imbalances, and personal trauma. The characters are messy, flawed, and incredibly human. No one is perfect, not even the ones we root for the most. If you enjoyed early seasons of Grey's Anatomy, The Good Doctor, or Scrubs, you'll likely find Pulse just as compelling. It brings the drama but also makes space for redemption, healing, and growth. With so many characters standing at a crossroads, professionally, emotionally, and romantically, Pulse Season 2 promises to be even more intense, unpredictable, and emotional. And if that beach accident is as serious as it seems, the storm is just getting started.